In the stillness of an ancient forest, love dared to bloom between two worlds. And one ghost still waits beneath the moonlight. Listen to my story. In an ancient forest, where silver moonlight slipped through the leaves and danced upon the moss-covered ground, stood a strange stone shaped like a heart. It was smooth and cool to the touch, yet no chill wind could ever pass through it. Ancient magic pulsed within the stone, sleeping and silent until the night of the full moon. For on those nights, the stone would glow softly, bathing the clearing in an ethereal light, and from it, a ghostly figure would appear. She was beautiful, with long black hair flowing like ink and eyes that held the stars within them. Her skin was pale as moonlight, her lips red as the dawn, and though no sound could escape her throat, her sadness echoed in the rustle of the leaves. Her name was Elira. Once a fairy of the heavens, she had been exiled to the mortal realm for the sin of loving a human. That human, a poor scholar named Kael, who roamed the forest seeking solace among the whispering trees and the silence of the ancient stones. He had a gift for poetry and a heart weighed down by a sorrow he could not name. On nights when the pain was unbearable, he would wander deep into the woods, seeking inspiration amongst the towering trunks and the emerald canopy above. And it was there, beneath the soft glow of the moon, that he first saw her. She emerged from the shadows, hesitant at first, then graceful as a willow in the wind. And when their eyes met, Elira forgot everything. All memories of her celestial home, her heavenly duties, and the pain of her exile slipped away. There was only Kael and the ink-black wonder of his eyes. He felt it too, that inexplicable pull towards the ethereal maiden. Time ceased to exist as they walked together through the forest, hand in hand, lost in a world of their own. She told him stories of the heavens, of constellations born from stardust and nebulas cradled by the arms of eternity. And he shared his poems, each verse echoing his longing for a love he never dared to dream possible. Beneath the soft glow of the moon, amidst the symphony of crickets and the sweet scent of night-blooming jasmine, Elira laughed, truly laughed for the first time in what felt like an eternity. Her joy was like the tinkling of a celestial harp, and her smile, a sunrise in his heart. They met every night beneath the glowing moon, two souls bound by a love that defied the boundaries of heaven and earth. In each other's arms, Elira found solace from her exile and Kael, a love that transcended the boundaries of mortality. But love, no matter how pure, cannot always remain hidden. The celestial realm, with its vast and intricate network of cosmic awareness, eventually detected the anomaly in Elira's energy signature. Her essence was leaking stardust, the very essence of creation, into the mortal realm. To preserve the delicate balance between heaven and earth, the celestial authorities had to act, and so they sent guardians down, ethereal beings of pure celestial energy, to retrieve the errant fairy. On the night of their arrival, Kael felt a coldness creep into the forest, snuffing out the joyous laughter of the fireflies and shrouding the trees in an unnatural stillness. When Elira appeared before him, her usually radiant form was clouded with despair. The celestial guardians loomed over them, their presence as cold and unyielding as the void between stars. Kael wanted to fight, to defy the heavens themselves, but what could a mere mortal do against beings of pure celestial energy? With a heavy heart, Elira turned to him, her star-filled eyes brimming with unshed tears. She cupped his face in her hands, her touch as ephemeral as morning mist, yet leaving a warmth that burned through his despair. Then she vanished, leaving Kael alone in the silent forest. The gentle caress of her memory, the only solace in the overwhelming vastness of his sorrow. Yet, even in the darkest depths of his despair, a spark of determination flickered within Kael. He would not accept Elira's fate. He would find a way to bring her back, even if it meant defying the heavens themselves. He delved into ancient texts, seeking lore about portals to other realms or ways to influence the celestial beings. His search led him to secluded groves where druids once performed, rituals to commune with nature's spirits, and forgotten sanctuaries where mystics had meditated to reach higher planes of existence. Years turned into decades, and Kael's hair, once the color of midnight, turned streaked with silver, yet his resolve never wavered. The memory of Elira's love burned brightly within him, fueling his determination to defy fate itself. Through his relentless pursuit of knowledge, Kael managed to establish a connection with the spirit of the forest, an ancient and powerful being deeply rooted in the earth. The spirit, initially wary of Kael's intentions, eventually recognized the purity of his heart and the strength of his love for Elira. Moved by his devotion, the spirit of the forest imparted some of its wisdom onto Kael, teaching him how to channel the energy of the earth and weave it into powerful spells. Kael poured all his knowledge and energy into his craft, learning to harness the raw power of nature itself. With each passing year, he grew closer to achieving his goal, his hope rekindled by the lessons from the forest spirit. The forest became his sanctuary and his classroom, its ancient trees bearing silent witness to his struggles and triumphs. Finally, after decades of tireless study and practice, Kael felt ready. He had learned that the celestial guardians were bound by an unbreakable code of conduct, a strict set of rules that governed their actions and prevented them from interfering with the affairs of mortals unless absolutely necessary. They were duty-bound to retrieve Elira because her celestial energy signature had been compromised. If he could rectify her energy signature, making it whole and pure once more, the celestial guardians would be rendered incapable of interfering. But how could a mere mortal alter the very essence of a fairy? Kael pondered this question for months, seeking an answer in the whispers of the wind and the murmur of the ancient streams. Finally, he realized the only way to fix Elira's energy signature was to fill the void left by her celestial essence with something equally pure and strong, something that resonated with the harmony of the cosmos. And he knew just what that was: love. But not just any love. It had to be a love that burned as bright and eternal as the stars themselves, a love that transcended earthly limitations and resonated with the celestial realm. Looking back on his journey, Kael realized he had already found such a love. The love he had shared with Elira. It wasn't enough for him to have loved her in his mortal life. He had to prove that their love was eternal, that it could endure beyond death, space, and even time itself. Fueled by this realization, Kael began the final stage of his grand plan. He built an altar in the heart of the ancient forest, a place where he and Elira had shared their most intimate moments. Using potent herbs and flowers that thrived under the glow of the moon, he brewed a potion unlike any other, a concoction that would serve as the vessel for his undying love. As the potion simmered, filling the clearing with a sweet, otherworldly aroma, Kael began his ritual. With each movement, he wove his essence, his memories, his hopes and dreams, his very soul into the potion. He poured every ounce of his being into that shimmering liquid, infusing it with the totality of his love for Elira. By the time the potion was complete, it glowed with an otherworldly light, pulsing with a power that resonated with the celestial realms. Carefully, he took the potion to the heart of the forest where the stone monolith stood. This was the place where Elira had first appeared before him, where their love story had begun. Here, under the watchful gaze of the ancient trees, he would send their love back to her, back to the heavens. He drank the potion in one long draught, its power surging through his veins, amplifying his connection to Elira and their shared memories. As he emptied the vial, he felt his mortal form begin to shift, his body becoming lighter, almost ethereal. Then he closed his eyes, surrendering to the overwhelming sensation of their love enveloping him, pulling him upwards towards the heavens. In the celestial realm, Elira sensed a shift in the balance of energy, a resonance that echoed the very core of her being. Drawn by an invisible force, she found herself standing before the ethereal council, their divine faces etched with concern and curiosity. Before them shimmered a projection of Kael, his human form shining with an otherworldly light. And as he opened his eyes, the stars themselves seemed to shine brighter, reflecting the depth of his love for her. Their love story had reached its final chapter, not with a goodbye, but with a promise, a testament to the enduring power of love that transcended time, space, and even fate itself.